The StubHub Post-Match Breakdown.
They don't tend to get too much snow in this region of northern Germany. But after a snowball first game from Secret, we've just seen an absolute avalanche of a game as far as Newbee are concerned. They tie things up at 1-1 in the opening match, the winners bracket final of Group A. Remember, a place in the semi-final up for grabs between these two teams at the first major of the season. And as we said, tied back up. I wonder whether the panel members have finally got an inkling of an MVP performance.
Yeah, I think Kaka went from the beat-up old Honda in Game 1 to, hey, ladies, want to roll in my Mercedes. And yeah, I should have kept faith with the big dog. That Sand King performance, absolutely amazing. 38 burrow strikes on 38 heroes hit on 29 burrow strikes. 20 of those were on the Husker and the Legion commander of Team Secret, locking down those big damage dealers. And even though we talked about this, this wasn't the player, it was more the draft. 525 Night Stalker games in the current patch 7.06. This is the first time a Night Stalker had been held without an assist at the 25-minute mark. Puppy was 0-1-0 at that point. No game impact whatsoever. Yeah,
I mean, everything went right that could go right for Newbee from the draft onwards in that game.
Yeah, I think the last pick Ursa was. Secret almost made it too easy for them to pick Ursa, I think, in that game. Right. It's a great matchup against the Underlord and lane. It's the kind of hero that they need for Mugi to kill off the Wisp, to kill off the Huskar. So it's kind of easy for Newbee in this game to just put their lanes in an effective way and just get off to a good start. And that's the big difference between Game 1 and 2, is what I wanted to see from them is that they don't get behind by 5k in the laning stage. And this time they were ahead by 3. And it's just a totally different game, obviously. So, yeah, my main point of criticism in this game about Secret is that I felt like their draft got derailed a little bit. It's like they start with IO Night Stalker, which is a split approach, and then they're like, oh, this is a great Huskar game. So it's almost like they baited themselves, and the Huskar looks good at the cost of Night Stalker. Like, Puppy actually gets put in an awful position this game. I think it's almost impossible to play well on Night Stalker that game. And, you know, it's always great to have a crazy stat like that to back it up, but you can just tell in the game that he's kind of lost. And I don't think it's because he's playing poorly. It's just, what are you supposed to do in that game?
And he's gone 0-4-1 in that game, and I honestly don't remember the last time he was so insignificant in a game.
Yeah, I mean, your 5 roll is going to sometimes be quiet, but from a hero like that, it's just not
quiet though. That was non-existent.
Right,
I mean, he's just not. It was 4v5 most of the game.
Yapsor was bottom net worth.
He was actually
as well,
yeah.
at one point at least. Maybe he wasn't the end of the game. That's very rare.
He actually he did finish bottom. Yeah.
That is very rare, and that's, to me, that's one of the traps, I guess, for Secret with running this IO, is that if they don't get off to a really good laning stage, they don't get to see these moments of brilliance from Yapsor, because it's not a playmaker in the same way where you take farm and then you put your team on your back. IO is, in essence, actually kind of a 5 in its playstyle, but it can be a 4 in the way that it farms. And, you know, that's just something that Secret need to make sure to play it to their strengths with this Wisp, and it just didn't work this time.
SEC obviously looking much more comfortable this game as well, putting out some good numbers.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think it's a mistake to make this contrast between Game 1 and Game 2 too much about the drafts, because we both felt that Newbee had the slightly better draft in Game 1, maybe even a little better in Game 2 on top of that. But this was the contrast for me is just all about Kaka. The early roaming in Game 1 just completely failed. It was defensive in nature to begin with. You remember the first roam in Game 1 was when they were trying to save the Necrophos mid, but it really just didn't do anything. And all of a sudden in Game 2, this roaming Sand King just completely disrupted the lanes.
Yeah, well, sorry, what's that? I'm just hearing, apparently... Right, yeah, he wasn't there for the first game. They got some guy off the street to play that first game, and then he came back for the second one. So
thanks, production.
He came back after 15 minutes in the first game.
He's like, guys, why have we started?
And then he had to leave for an emergency at 25 minutes. He played for 10. And then this last game, fortunately, he was there.
But it was that kind of performance, wasn't it? It was just like night and day different.
Yeah,
yeah.
And a lot of that is probably the hero. The Sand King. He's just, that's really, I think, the one hero that got Newbee started on their hot streak earlier this season. And all of a sudden, they were going to that Sand King first phase every game. KP even would play it in the offlane occasionally. That's when they really started to find their groove in their drafts in this patch.
Yeah, I was going to talk to you about KP on that Veno.
Solid.
Yeah.
I mean, is that better for them that way?
He played the Veno in Game 1 as well, right?
But in the way that they played this game, the way they approached it was different. Yeah, is it better for him?
There's a lot of factors in this game that makes it better. Their overall laning is better, and that will obviously favor the Veno because even if he's having a harder time, it doesn't matter as much. In game number 1, he's playing Veno against Tenacious Prophet. It's a Furion-favored matchup, so in this game, it's just overall just easier for the whole lineup to come together. And I'm fine with KP on Veno. I think the heroes, they should still pick it when they do. It wasn't my question mark in game 1 in the first place anyway.
Sure. So. Yeah, so SCC finishes 8-0-11, Newbee 10-1-7, and KP 4-0-16. Top 3 net worth in that one. Let's turn our attention towards game number 3, Alan. It's given them some questions now, Secret. They got to find some answers, I guess. But also, Newbee now, are they back on track? Is this a blip? How do you view the series so far as a whole?
Definitely, if you look at Newbee over the last few months, like the Newbee that we saw for the 7 games coming up to this tournament was the outlier. This is not the outlier. This is the Newbee that we saw at TI and at Galaxy Battles and at so many events before this season, and I think they have to feel very encouraged by that, obviously. For Secret, I think in both cases, they tried to get a little bit too cute with the last 2 picks of their draft in both instances. Like, I like the idea of the Huskar, but it is an all-in, much like the Leshrac combo that they picked in game 1. Leshrac Vengeful Spirit felt a little bit all-in-y in the mid-game. This is a team that plays well. We've seen that they can play well at all stages of the game. I'd like to see them draft a little bit more conventional and focus on the execution in game 3.
It's fair to say that the 3 games we've seen so far from Secret at this tournament have all been very different. They've played this Huskar kind of like a good game for Huskar initially. Then they've played the other way against Newbee in the first game, and they've played from behind against DG in the first game where they had to be super patient. So, as Alan points out, they can play pretty much any style. They can play short, long, mid, however long the game goes, they know how to do that. The question is, how do they draft for what they want to play for?
I think they should focus... I feel like I'm a broken record at this point. Lanes seems like this, but
do you want to write this down on a card and hold it up?
Better lanes.
No, no, he was not. That's the thing. You say something over and over again, but if it's right, like the key for Secret has been their lanes.
They need to get better core matchups, and one of the things that Secret has been very good at in the past has been picking laners that also scale. That's where Ace is like that perfect player for them, because Weaver is not just a hero that wins a lot of lane matchups, but it can scale into the late game. So can the Venomancer that they run on him. So can the Timbersaw they run on him. In this last game, this Huskar that he plays is the centerpiece of the strat, and it's very obvious when you look at that draft that he's not going to scale and win the game later if they don't do very well in the mid game. So I personally think like the recipe that makes Liquid so strong is that most of the time when they draft, they have those aspects in every game. They have early pressure and scaling cores in all of their games, and that's a recipe for success. I think Secret's gone a little bit too all in, and it's good for them that they won game 1, because I think even in that game, it's really
could have gone wrong, couldn't it?
Could definitely have gone wrong. So
okay, game 3, draft underway, and an Earth Spirit first pick for Newbee because it's not banned this time.
Interesting to me.
Newbee's first pick.
Newbee is first pick, and I was going to bring that up because you referred to that in the last draft. It turns out all 3 of their games this tournament, Newbee has chosen to be second pick, and this is the first time that we're seeing them come out and say, "I want that first pick," and it's obviously because they want to prioritize that Earth Spirit.
Could also have been Secret choosing second pick.
I think actually
to throw them off.
It could have been. Yeah,
that's a possibility. I believe.
No, they would have. Well, it is coin toss for the third game.
Secret
so we
could
don't
have had pick priority in this game. It's more likely if Newbee have played second pick 3 games and they've won 2 of them that they wouldn't want to change it up in the last game more so than Secret. I think Secret will want to curveball them a bit here. They are giving the Earth Spirit away as a trade-off, banning the Nyx and Veno. I think those are good bans. Rubik Spirit Breaker.
Yep.
All right. Very single target, very, again, Rubik has teamfight potential, but it's often dependent on what heroes he faces. Earth Spirit Rubik is a weird matchup because all the spells that Rubik can steal from Earth Spirit are flat out garbage. They're all bad, but he has a lift against the roll, so...
So I have confirmation from production. It was Secret's choice.
It was Secret's
Secret
choice.
second pick. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Now that does make a lot of sense.
So I think at this point, when you're Newbee, you either pick Faith's hero now and you commit for that, or you pick a flexible laner that can respond to this kind of pressure that Rubik Spirit Breaker can put out. I think Puck would be a nice choice for Newbee in this position. Can phase shift the charge, can avoid the Nether Strike with the phase shift as well, obviously. Doesn't have the most amazing spell steals for Rubik. They're pretty good though, so you obviously give that away as a possibility to Yapzor, but at this point you want to make sure that Spirit Breaker doesn't have the greatest time.
Yeah, the only objection to the Puck is that that's not a comfort pick for SCCC mid. KP's Puck's actually excellent.
It's very good.
But it does give away a lot of your
played
draft.
it.
SC's played it, but I don't like SCCC. I always want to see him on the more farming course. And
I think that's better as well for them.
Yeah, I mean, Puck is a little bit with the 420 talent. Puck counts as a little bit more of a farming core than he used to. But I still...
You generally don't want to strategize around, oh, don't worry, guys, our Puck's going to get 25,
exactly.
and then he'll get rich. It's a... More often than not, when Puck is in that position, it's actually not what you want it to happen in the game.
No issue with this.
This is an alternative.
Does pick it, as Syndrome pointed out, is his 4th highest pick in the patch.
So this is similar logic to the Puck. It's a bit different in, obviously, the hero role itself is different, but the way this hero plays against Rubik Spiritbreaker is similar to what I was seeing in a Puck pick. It's a hero that's hard to charge. It's hard to get in on. Slide chains, you can remnant out from the charge, you're just mobile and can kite these supports around.
Early pick, though, for a core?
I don't mind when you're first pick. This is the advantage of first pick. This is what first pick can do.
Because it makes Secret go back and think about how they're going to figure it out.
The 4th overall pick is very different from the 3rd.
They can simply just ban counters now. So as the 2nd pick team, you would almost never see. So let's imagine the roles are swapped and Newbee first picked Earth Spirit. Let's say Ember Spirit was amazing against Earth Spirit. You would very rarely see Secret picking Earth Spirit in the first 2 because Newbee can core counter pick it into bans. And in this position, you're totally free to pick a core because you can ban counters. You have a lot of information already from Secret. And they're probably going to ban core matchups that Ember really dislikes in mid, such as maybe...
Monkey King, Ursa...
Outworld Devourer is a possibility as a hero mid-1 likes. Maybe a bit awkward with these supports, though. We'll see. OD hasn't been that hot lately. I think Earth Spirit is also very good against it. So
not in his top 10 right now either.
So the other thing about the Ember Spirit that I really like, we were talking about this earlier, that SCCC plays a more farm-intensive Ember. Like, he's not a Sumail Ember that's really wants to be the first one jumping into fights. I like the fact, first of all, you got the spread damage combo with Flame Guard and Magnetize, and I like the fact that the long-range initiation potential of the Ember Spirit really facilitates SCCC jumping into fights feeling a little bit more confident behind the Earth Spirit.
It's we had a talk after the draft of Game 1 that was, or of Game 2, pardon me, that was about Sanking. It's nice that Sanking has someone that can set him up because then you have the possibility of using Epicenter and don't have to blink stun every time. It's similar with Earth Spirit. It's nice that you have Slight Chains because then Earth Spirit doesn't have to roll in and engage for the team. It's really nice when he can follow up. So these two spirits actually complement each other very well. Gonna see the Queen of Pain ban. I think Newbee banned that in the last 2 games as well, actually, second phase.
Definitely in the first one.
At least one of them. I remember seeing it. A good core matchup against Ember in lane. But at the same time, Ember in the mid game is actually very good against Queen. Slight Chains is a really big issue. You kind of have to buy Yules to try to deal with that. And Earth Spirit also not the worst hero against Quap. So they're paying a lot of respect here to mid one. I feel like this is a player ban rather than a draft ban. It's not the best Quap game in my mind.
And Secret not too worried about countering this Ember right now either.
It's even more significant that it's Newbee banning it because it's SCCC's best hero. Like, to me, for my money, SCCC is the best Queen player in the world.
He is very, very, very good at it. He's definitely top 3. Secret are taking a lot of time with this. They're down to 25 reserve. That is very, very low time to be in at this spot in the draft. And they're actually going to go ahead and ban the Puck eventually. So KP will not be playing that this game. What do they usually play together with this Ember and Earth Spirit combination on him? So there's no Veno this time.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Veno would have been the obvious one.
That's the OD ban. They still do it.
Okay.
KP's top 5 right now. Tidehunter, Veno, Enigma, and Pugna.
The easy thing to do now is you pick one of the classic Ember counters. You pick the Monkey King, you pick the Ursa, you pick maybe not Ursa 3rd, but you want a favorable laning matchup against that Ember because Newbee really does not like shifting their Ember into the safe lane. Like it is. We've talked about this in the previous draft, especially with Newbee. It's going to be mid almost every time.
I think most heroes that are played as mids can go to the safe lane without losing too much. I feel like for Ember, it hurts a lot. That hero is very momentum based, needs levels. It's a snowbally hero by nature. You want to get those travels, and even if you have a good safe lane compared to a good mid lane, you're delaying your timing by 2 minutes. There's 1 creep less, and you can be contested way easier as well. There's a Doom pick. Interesting. Okay. So this is Fata Doom, 100%, since they picked 2 supports first.
Actually, it's not impossible that you could see an Ace 1 position Doom.
That is true. That is true.
But it's pretty unlikely.
Yeah, but it's a core is the main thing.
Yeah, it is a core.
You're right. You're right. It can be a position 1.
And Secret, I think Secret probably learned their lesson about Doom from a match that they had recently against Liquid, where mid 1 was on Puck and just got off to this ridiculous lead. and mind control Doom basically just chained Doom puck for the rest of the game, and they lost. And I think that's the game plan for Secret against the Ember Spirit here.
This is not the hero I was expecting for Newbee. So I was expecting them to pick a support. Witch Doctor has fallen out of favor a lot. The good thing that speaks for Witch Doctor in this game is that I think the hero's biggest strength is when you're facing a run-at-you lineup, where heroes want to engage into you in melee range so you can get a good cask. And Doom and Spirit Breaker will generally be running in together, or at least be running in. So if they're in somewhat of proximity, you can get a good cask off.
It also limits the Rubik steals. Right? I mean, you can't steal the ward because they'll always toggle the heal.
Yep.
But right now, really the only thing that Rubik has to steal that's effective from the side of Newbee is going to be the cask stun.
Yeah, that is true. And you can toggle heal after that as well.
Yeah,
so
true.
It's... Yapsar is very clutch. If you're very fast, I think you can always steal cask before the heal is toggled, if you're like super fast, obviously, but that means you're literally looking at the Witch Doctor, waiting for him to cast the cask, and then you instant steal. And it's not the most likely thing to happen. So Secret are giving away more information now. This pick for Newbee is important. They will want to get some sort of counter value out of this. If they didn't have this Witch Doctor picked, I think this would have been an amazing Ancient Apparition game, countering the heals of both the Doom and the Death
DP,
Prophet. They're gonna go with Chaos Knight
I like
for
it.
U9. So
I really like that. I think
it's a good pick.
I think DP struggles mightily against Burst Physical. And CK is really that. She doesn't really have much natural armor until she builds into that Shivas later in the game. How do you break down the DP versus Ember mid lane matchup?
That's flat out just DP favored.
Yeah.
I think DP wins that one out. If it's just an isolation, if you imagine no interference from any supports, which is, if you go back a lot of time, that used to happen. It doesn't really happen anymore. It's a 2-to-1 favored matchup, I think, for DP. Maybe even slightly more. It could be like 70-30 if the players play very well. But there's obviously going to be some sort of help from Newbee's Earth Spirit mainly in that mid lane. The main thing I'm looking at here is I think Secret have to solve a problem. They need a hero against Chaos Knight. Their lineup just can't kill Phantasm fast enough. Spirit Breaker is awful at it. Rubik is pretty bad. Doom is pretty bad. Death Prophet is like somewhat okay, but it's only the Crypt Swarm. You can't split the Exorcism effectively and kill off all the Illus, so...
Yeah, that's actually really bad for her.
Secret's last pick has to solve this problem, and that's the hero that Newbee want to ban. So I believe if you're Newbee now, you just invest in the idea that this has to be a Doom offlane now, because they cannot pick an offlane hero that will counter CK enough. So now they know that the Doom is a position 3.
Fana's third most played since he
Sven
joined the Secret as well.
Good Sven ban. So alternatives for Ace would be potential Monkey King. He's pretty good against it because the Monkey King ulti hits illusions, hits every non-player controller unit. Oh, this is a hero I was not expecting to see out of Newbee. KP on Ench.
Yeah, I like it here. It rounds up their lineup nicely, gives them another source of that big burst damage that's going to bring down the Death Prophet, and this time from range. Really, I mean, DP gets reality rifted while exorcismed, and she's pretty much dead in this game.
And the thing that I really like about this Ench pick is that this puts pressure on Secret, because now Secret have 10 seconds to find a hero that can lane against Ench and can beat Chaos Knight, and it's going to be the Monkey King. But the problem is their supports are actually not that good at pressuring an offlane Enchantress. They don't have that high burst. Spirit Breaker is awful against Ench, just hands down, pretty bad. And Monkey King doesn't have the greatest time either, so I think that I like Newbee.
Yeah, I like Newbee a lot. I think Newbee's had the better draft.
That's my prediction, Paul. I'm with Newbee for this game.
And I am going to stick to my guns this time and stay with Newbee.
That's nice, because then I can use this. Even if I'm wrong, I can use my card again.
You can change the I to a U.
We was wrong.
We was wrong. Yeah.
Wow.
That looks like a good draft from Newbee, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like it.
Explain why to a newer person that's come in, why that draft is so good.
I think they took advantage of their the draft order. They countered Secret very well on a step-by-step, and then at the one disadvantage they had in the last phase, they put so much pressure on Secret with the limited time that they had, that Secret only could really resort to one option that might not be the best, but still, I think they made a somewhat good pick with that Monkey King overall.
I mean, it was with the Ember to a degree, but do you still worry, Alan, about that CK and the Enchantress?
No, I just think the lanes are really strong. I think that those laning matchups are really favorable for the side of Newbee, and I think it also plays back into something I said about drafts. I feel like some teams still overrate first pick a little bit. That last pick is an advantage, but you have to get to that point in the draft with a chance to use that advantage. And if you've used your reserve time up, or if you've kind of pigeonholed yourself with your lineup, that's not an advantage anymore. And that's, I think, the kind of situation that Secret found themselves in.
You generally want to have a minute at least on the last pick, a second pick. It helps a lot.
Yes, 7 seconds, not an awful lot for them to be able to pick a hero in that last one, but it is drafted, it is done. Which way is it going? Who's heading to the semi-final? Let's head back to the commentary team and find out with game number 3.
You know, it was Team Secret that were meant to be throwing a spanner in the works by taking the second pick when they had the coin toss, but Newbee, they're looking good on the draft going into game 3 here, Melanie.
Look a lot better than the earlier games now that Wisp is out of the equation now. They're like, okay, yeah, they played that. They might use that against us. Yeah, this one's pretty solid. There are some long duration things that Ember does not like this game. The last game was pretty much this duel, which was countered by the Lincolns. This game he has to worry about Doom. Doom is tough. You have to play very, very well as the Ember Spirit to not just get doomed and died in the fight. And on top of that, he has like Spear Breaker and the Silence from Death Prophet. So not a free Ember game. Chaos Knight, on the other hand, also not a free Chaos Knight because of that last pick. Monkey King can't deal with those Phantasms.
But the Enchantress also does look very, very good in this game. As the panel was saying, like, how do you actually stop KP from just doing KP things when you can't harass him out the lane with both Yapsaw and Puppey?
That's a skill-based matchup, though. We saw Ice 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 destroy FY on the Enchantress one-on-one. First blood, solo kill as the Monkey King. So clearly not as Enchantress favored as some people may think.
Or maybe that was the overconfidence of the Enchantress as well to hang around that long, take 4 hits, and then like you'll have the control because Yapsaw will be there, so Yapsaw can hold him in close, and it will be Monkey King in the off lane. Obviously, Puppey will do his rotation, but they'll try and dodge a little bit, leaving Doom on the top, and that already Newbee has kind of moved their lanes around as well. So CK is headed towards the top lane, and we'll see just how long it takes for KP to get down there, because KP's also got the other option. He can just disappear into the jungle early on if he feels the pressure is too much.
Damn, it's a YOLO build. Early blight on the off lane.
Trying to make sure if it is a melee versus a melee matchup, he's going to get the victory on it. Well, rolling boulder forward, Kaka, huge hero of game 2, looking to be the same in game 3 against mid 1. Create some space for SCCCC. That was too many C's.
I had to think about it for a second, though.
Yes. I miss just being able to call him SC.
What do you call that character after the 3 C's? An accent?
SCCC slant.
Possibly.
What is that?
Anyways.
All right, yeah. So, Witch Ducks gets her ass out the top. KP did grab a couple of creeps, and he's going to walk past that Dire Observer ward. So, Puppey already able to walk away. So, Centaur and Sada to try and go down to the bottom lane, which is actually, after his early attack into the mid lane, it's where Kaka has ended up. So, Kaka, I feel like this feels a little OG-esque, where you give ES a little bit more space in the laning phase early on, but now he showed himself down there. Team Secret, heavy initiation on SCCC, and Faith is way too late to come in for his own counter. And KP, it doesn't really work when you bring creeps to a Doom lane, because Doom will just say thank you for delivery.
Yes, this lane, SCCC is supposed to be... He's supposed to be disadvantaged in the lane, but he's also not supposed to die because he's an Ember for Spirit Breaker. But if you notice the angle at which Puppey approached, he's like coming from the southeast. The perfect position so that he can't even get off that instant cast Searing Chains. Great play by Puppey.
No, they're switching lanes. Ace is going to head north now. But while this lane switch has been going on, like CK still 11 for 9. Faith has been a pretty good babysitter for him. Oh, they're actually switching lanes again. All right, let the music begin. They may try and find a kill first now that KP is, actually, sorry, now that Kaka is TP top.
Yeah, I guess Ench just doesn't bother with creeps on the bottom after this.
Yeah, doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. Like,
no, he's gonna eat it.
Unless you got like the ability to purge out the mana of Fada, like that may balance the lane out a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because at least then you can stop him from doing his Hadouken, you can get rid of the other crap that's inside of him. I don't think Fada also wants that creep. He's liking the regeneration. Well, top lane, it's a bit of a wraparound for Newbee. They are attacking in, looking for the pickup on Yapsaw, but Yapsaw is the man who does the picking. Puppy starts his TP, but by the time he finishes it, Newbee's already backing off the lane.
So looking for their angle of attack right now. Earth Spirit definitely wants kills. Mid is pretty difficult. Your two melee heroes trying to go on a Death Prophet. She's just going to siphon both of you, and you're not going to get a kill. So it's not really great for them.
With that Observer Ward, they also see Puppy just hovering around the stack. Maybe they can contest him for the 4-minute rune. Like Mugi to the level 2 up in the Rift. So they can drag him back pretty quickly into a more favorable position to fight.
Yeah. Monkey King, though.
Yeah. But your CS is still looking pretty good. Like the Doom's 15-1, 14-9. That's the 2 out of the 3 cores, and you're just ahead on both of those lanes for Newbee. Then again, are you really ahead when you got a Doombringer?
Well, Fado usually goes for the...
It's only the 1-point Devour, right?
Yeah.
So I see a second point now just get picked up.
He goes for the health build usually, though. So we'll see if he changes it up this game and goes for the Devour bonus gold. I think it was actually pretty important.
They're picking up the CK. Feels like Mookie, though, is a trap. He goes through Reality Rift, and then the 2-second stun, rolling ball to fall with all that negative armor on Ace. They should be able to fight through him, but then again, Ace, he's got that bonus damage, trying to kill off Faith, able to do so before he loses his own life. Puppy's charged forward. Mere harassment. So, you wanted to kill. It came at a cost, however.
It's always tough going on the Monkey King. I would say supports on Secret did a very good job of splitting up and not getting coconutted, though. He needs to be able to attack in order to have any chance of survival.
They're going again. Charge forward towards Mugi. Okay, no, he's well back up behind that tower. They don't have the aggressive Observer Ward anymore, so just good game sense from Newbee to back out.
Well, and they wanted to try.
Yeah.
So good that they backed off.
So come on, give him credit, bro. Give him credit, just because it's a 5-minute mark.
They did try.
Oh, Reality Rift, they're going again with the stun, rolling boulder forward. Karka able to connect on the mark. This time they got the Maledict on top of Ace as well. They really want that Monkey King dead, and with a double kick on Ace and Yap, so I don't know if he's taking enough damage. It's only that level 1 Maledict. And yeah, it will not be enough to get the kill. In fact, it's going to be Karka who gets bashed up by Puppy. Mugi wants to go for more, but with that Fade Bolt, reduction of damage, all the negative armor, which is currently on Yapzor, is not going to work. In fact, it's just Ace who comes back in to kill off Faith. Newbee really committing so much to this top lane and getting nothing from it. The slat from Ace just creating space for Puppy, who's looking for that 17%. He won't get it, but Karka, a great rolling boulder forward, finally puts down Ace.
Whew, Kaka there to salvage the day. A little unlucky. Chaos Knight did get 2 1-second stuns, I believe, rolling on the low end, but that's the nature of CK.
Well, maybe they're thinking about going towards mid. We've already had the Exorcism triggered off by mid 1. He's going to go for the Spirit Siphon 2, but it's KP who TP'd over. SC came in from the east looking to initiate, and they just Spirit commit. They need the damage, and Kaka. Man, this guy's secured more kills than Yapzor has this entire series in just this one game.
Wow, that is not where do you expect the Enchantress to be? Mid ganking the Death Prophet.
Mm-hmm. Also not for KP. Like, KP's, like, historically for Newbee, it's been that one guy who's just kind of sat in the lane and not moved out. Like we've got Naga Sire in 3 position right here, but he's Enchantress moving.
Yeah, the Enchantress, the Veno that we saw last game, and the Naga, these are the heroes that he is more stationary at, so can't really blame mid 1 for that death, but nice play by KP. So I still am curious how Fada is going to build. I think last time he went for a Crimson Guard, even though it wasn't a great Crimson Guard game. This game he is versus CK, but CK Illusions hit really hard, and there's a lot of minus armor, so you're not getting that much value out of the Crimson in this game, although there are multiple units. So I don't know if he'll go for that this game. I would prefer something like, if he does want physical damage mitigation, I would prefer a Solar on him.
Well, it looks like he believes this game's going to go a long way. He's got Hand of Midas in his quick buy at the moment.
Hand of Midas is fine. I think one of the problems is that he just does not get enough items on that offlane Doombringer because he doesn't go greedy.
Especially now that Mugi's down there, you know he's going to be looking for that Reality Rift and just begin the fight. The second the Doom, who's normally low armor anyway, gets hit by that, it'll be problematic. Ace going down to KP on the top lane. There's a surprise death for the Monkey King. So bottom lane comes to nothing. Yeah. Monkey King dies 1-on-1 to the Enchantress, who already made the mid gank happen. So the lanes, which are looking very good from Team Secret early on, as well as that net worth advantage that they had, starts to shift back the way of Newbee. With some good rotations. Now they get the silence. Reality Rift onto the Doom. A 2-second stun combining with a Maledict. Doom shouldn't live through this, but Ace with a 3-man stun. And Puppey with a follow-up charge. They even doom the CK. 2 heroes gone. Fada won't pop. He has enough regeneration. Raindrops helping him as well survive the ticks.
My goodness.
And then mid 1 makes the most out of the space, brings in the Exorcism. So the mid tower has already gone down, and he's forcing Ember out of the lane. Moogie wants to go for more. Reality Rift pulling back in Puppey. Where's that damage? He doesn't actually... Okay, stick charges will give him a 2-second stun. KP's rotated over, but now it's 1-on-4. They can wrap around, and Monkey King is actually looking for more fun towards the left. They're going in onto Moogie. If mid 1 can just close the distance, which he cannot do so, as Exorcism is wearing off. Well, KP can potentially slow him down. He doesn't have mana to fight anymore. This is odd as far as these engagements go. So we'll take it back in time to the 3-man slap, the 3-man charge, and the perfect control of Secret.
Yeah, he even rolled in the high end of Phantasm there. But Doom is super tanky. Doesn't he have any armor? That's a crazy part. I don't actually know how he survived that with no armor. No armor items.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Raindrop protection.
Yeah, raindrop.
It's a real item.
9-minute Midas for Fada. Damn, look at his net worth. Whew. Some of the consequences of KP's early game roaming, but I think his roaming was definitely worth it.
Oh, Puppey. SCCC can make the most out of this one. Kaka rolls over just to help out. No charge available. He's got some sick charges, but no point to burn it. He knows he's dead. So a little bit of breathing room for Newbee by picking off that SB, but such a low death timer for Spirit Breaker. He can just come back and charge wherever they want to.
They need to get this Monkey King more farmed, though. Monkey King's actually very low, because he's their solution that's supposed to deal with the CK. I think you, like mid-farm versus mid-farm, you would way prefer the CK, but heavy farm versus heavy farm, probably Monkey King at that point.
Fada needs some help.
He scales a lot better.
He doesn't have Doom available for 18 seconds. The Invis will wear off before this time. But if SCCC starts farming up this little stack, he's going to take too much damage. Hit him with a grab, the Infernal Blade, the Hadouken as well. A quick jump away, has a defensive spirit, another hit, but Puppey, he can commit if he wants to. No, he won't. He'll pull back out of the charge. Shrine should be back up by now, and that's exactly what will be used to bring the Ember up to full health.
Damn, he just had enough mana for all that. If he had slightly miscalculated, he wouldn't have been able to get all the spells off.
And they need like 4 staffs to get rid of these trees. It's actually one of the few games Monkey King gets played where you don't have like Nature's Prophet to clear out the trees, or I suppose you got Ember Spirit spirits that can do it.
I think Earth Spirit can too.
Earth Spirit?
It's tough. It's tough though.
Yeah. No easy flying vision.
They've had a lot of practice. They played first Baboka back in the day, and every other Monkey King 4 position. And Ember has Iron Talon. Iron Talon.
Well, there's one way to make it work. Right now, they're looking up towards that top lane once again. Fada very happy to sit in the lane. Longer this early game goes without too many kills, the better his net worth's going to be looking, with 4 points to Devour and that Hand of Midas already beating out the Death Prophet. Monkey King is kind of like the third now for Team Secret as far as priority.
It's not a great thing though. You want him to be able to like almost one-shot those illusions with Jingu crits onto on the Phantomaz illusions. But I guess it can serve a similar purpose if like Doom gets farmed and can just run in the fight.
Yep. Like, do you actually itemize differently then for the Doombringer to go up against the CK? Like with all this early money, like how do you really?
I think like evasion is really good. It's really good versus Ember, or sorry, versus Enchantress and the CK. So I would like a.
For now, he's going for initiation. He's going to try and get that Doom off with the Shadow Blade, but on bottom lane, they won't need it. Spirit Siphon, charge forward. Puppey goes into the Nether Strike, and they have more than enough range control and damage. But they've also got more than enough heroes down here. 5 from Team Secret, just to ensure KP is dead.
Probably thought he could get away with it. Last time, there were like 3 heroes trying to beat him down with Untouchable, but they couldn't even touch him. But now with the Monkey King pretty high level. That Boundless Strike hurts so badly on Enchantress. I remember FY just went for the standard Pike build, but I don't actually know what a better build is versus if you do need to go a different build versus the Monkey King, because he just slaps you with a Boundless Strike. Untouchable does absolutely nothing versus that. You have no armor. You have very low
watch
HP.
for Puppey. They'll see Mugi, quick charge up. Yamsor's not in range, however. Now he will be for the grab before Chaos Knight can cast an ability, and then he gets silenced. A nice kick into Magnetize, but where's the follow-up? It's SCC. He's coming in from the side. They'll already get the kill on Mugi thanks to the Doom, but that Magnetize is ticking out Puppey, and he will go down. Fada wants to get out of here, consuming what he can, but Faith and KP, they cut off the path. The Death Ward is down, and Team Secret bottlenecked in mid-1. He's got the exorcism up. Ace is waiting for a 3-man slap, and the Silence and Crimp Swarm, the jump forward. It's a huge amount of damage. Team Secret, it looked like they were at a bottleneck, but they just smashed the bottle all over the face of Newbee.
What have we here?
Ember is lucky to get out of that one alive.
Is under attack.
So this is going to be a battle for Monkey King, but this is very slow. He only has one piece right now. I guess technically he could have the Perseverance, but...
It seems like catch-up. Let's watch that one moment again. Just at the end of the fight. The kick slowed up the kill, and that's what actually allowed SCCC to survive.
He didn't even cast his fail.
And that's nice for Team Secret after that engagement. Brings the net worth as well as experience advantage coming back their way. They got a 3K advantage at the moment.
Yeah, this dude's going to be an issue
Radiant's
too.
top tower
Like he can get the
is
jump
under attack.
on Ember or the Chaos Knight. Chaos Knight with Armlet on and Doom, you're just there's not really that much saving you. Maybe if Ench gets a heal off, but
Do you actually buy a gem to avoid that? Like leave it on Enchantress? Like, because how are you going to see him with a Shadow Blade now completed?
by sentries, the normal way, Toby. what else do you hope and pray?
That's expensive, bro. Like, that's not that much money.
Well, you'll make your gold back if you kill the Doom once because he is the highest net worth hero in the game right now. The Iron Talon, I don't think is that bad on Ember because I think the little bit of extra armor on the Iron Talon is very underrated, especially when you're versus two heavy physical cores like Monkey King and the Death Prophet.
Observe Ward from Team Secret sees a lot, not to mention Fada. Hiding in the tree lines, the Shadow Blade's going to break.
They don't have Doom and they don't have the Death Prophet ultimate, so this is when Newbee are looking to take a fight, but not in this sort of positioning.
Well, they're thinking about it. They have the Observe Ward behind the tower, so if they do go into this, they are willingly doing it.
But they know that, so Newbee knows that Secret has an Observer Ward somewhere, but they just can't find it because of the way they TP'd in.
Yep.
So Newbee observed them TP under the towers. They're like, okay, they have eyes on us somewhere. This is not a fight we want to take. They want to deward it, but now they don't have a ward. It's like, okay, now how are we supposed to take a fight when they have vision of us?
They
We
drop a
probably
sentry,
don't.
maybe, so if Doom bring a Shadow Blades into them, but if they're doing that, then Team Secret are losing their advantage, which is unlikely to happen. And it's...
Well, they just want to wait until their ultimates are out. Secret don't actually want to take a fight right now, but if they tower dive, they will.
Yeah.
They really just need Ace to get his Battle Fury. So it's coming.
Yeah.
It's pretty
He's
reasonable.
almost the same net worth as, like, he had a horrible start. He's almost got as much net worth as the Ember. A lot of time wasted from Newbee trying to find that fight up on top, and now Fada, well, charges coming in. He'll start. There's your Doom, and little ways to escape from this. Carcass in the neighborhood. He's got to get the kick on a Puppey, and he gets it. A little bit of space created. The attendants are there from KP. He'll run away from the Crypt Swarm. He'll have to move back, but it's too far to go. SCC moved away from the heal, and now another charge forward. Faith will fall before the interfering coconut can be thrown. Wukong command as well. Carcass just rolling boulders out in time. The Magnetize can be soaked. Yamsor maybe can't soak that much, but okay, he will. He'll survive. Team Secret again finding that opening.
Yeah, Doom's getting out of control. And he went for the Devour bonus goal too, so his net worth is going to continue to skyrocket. But the thing is, he's making very good use of his gold too. 9-minute Midas into this very early Shadow Blade, very crucial early kill on the Ember. He was there to doom the Chaos Knight earlier too. And now Ember Spirit, he's going to have to go bots into Lincoln Sphere. Last game, he was just able to go straight into Radiance. But this game, like, Lincoln doesn't really help you farm that well too, but he's just that petrified of Fada.
Well,
He's had phase boost on quick buy for like 10 minutes now. I don't actually think he's going to buy it.
it's just a bait. What would he get instead? Is Shiva's worth it?
Shiva's is pretty standard, but he might actually want a way to pop the Lincolns immediately. I don't know if he's thinking that far ahead, but potentially.
Then
so
is
you
it
go
working like
Halberd?
Halberd?
Yeah, you go Halberd, and then you, as soon as you pop a Shadow Blade, you just Halberd and Doom, or you Infernal Blade, Halberd and Doom.
Newbee's on the hunt. They're not going to find a hero, so all they can do is put down that deep observer ward behind the tier 2 on top. And the circle is being drawn. I think that one's actually being drawn in by Yapsor. And the target, SCCC, going to get silence for the moment. Silence will not last long enough for Yapsor to get into range. But up on top, that movement, they get very close to Poppy. The observer ward saw a lot. They don't see Fada, however, until now. Shadowblade will wear off. Both Observer and Sentry on that cliff top. So they make the most out of it, Newbee. Want to keep pressuring him. Poppy. Oh, that Observer ward got very easily scouted. But they don't want to deward it straight away. That'll reveal the fact they had vision of Poppy moving forward. So instead, Newbee back off. Understand where the vision is, and do not take the fight. But they may not have a choice if this happens. Okay, no. Drum charge, run away. They're good.
Not fighting is pretty bad for them, though, because they didn't go for these farting items. So you have no Midas, you have what? No Midas on one side. I guess they're looking to change that. They're going to have the Midas soon on KP, but you have no Midas on their side, whereas you have Doom with an early Midas. You have the Devour talent on him, and you have a Battle Fury on Monkey King. So you have like 3 heavy farming items coming out on Secret. So Newbee don't want to take this into a farm war. They need to win a fight.
Is that why Enchantress is building ahead of Midas now? Like, it's
yeah, I mean, if you have to take a farm war, you want to have more Midases, but you don't really want to take the farm war.
Well, KP is pretty close to finishing his Midas, and then he could start his recovery. Yeah, it's not a great position for him. Doom onto mid again. SCCC getting caught out by Fada, rolling boulder forward from Kaka. They do have the Shrine to give them the regeneration, so this Doom gank will fail.
Is it really failing, though? I don't think it's failing because it's like psychological warfare against this guy. Like, he has to build Lincolns first. That's already a net loss for him.
It's a fail if Newbee can get a good fight, because now there will be no control on the Ember Spirit.
You still have Exorcism, and you still have Silence, and you still have Spirit Breaker. Like, Ember doesn't actually do that much
let's
damage.
see if they still have Spirit Breaker. The jump kick, easy. Control is there. CK commits the stun and gets the crit for the kill. The Observer one up on the top lane also sees Yapsor running back with the stolen Flame Guard. So he'll get back to the tier 2 tower. Kaka, I think he was on the same page as the rest of his team. But at least now they can get rid of that Observer ward. Yeah, they're pinging it out saying, yeah, Team Secret knew we were moving over. We knew about the ward too.
Still only a position 5 kill. Not great for them.
They're going to go again onto SCCC. Ace is doing the harassment at the start. Quick slide of Fist Searing Chain.
So it looks like Doom's actually going for Shiva's Guard. Probably, I think, like the window in which he won't have the help.
Mid one, rolling boulder. At least he'll get the kick on the way through. Only a 1 second start from the CK. Commits the Phantasm, and they're moving in. They wanted Yapsor down too. That Flame Guard didn't help him, and Poppy drags straight back up. That was quick.
Where are Secret's wards?
Well, the one ward they did have there got de-warded.
Yeah, they have no wards on the map. I mean, Secret is generally known as a team that plays pretty greedily, but having 0 obs wards on the map is beyond greedy.
Is that when Poppy's like, I gotta finish my item. And Yapsor's like, no, I gotta finish my item. Who can buy wards? Mid one, hey, can you buy wards for us? Now the Phantasms can do the push. Team Secret. No reason to force buybacks. Both Yapsor and Ace can keep the defense alive.
But that was a big swing of events too. I do like the immediate smoke coming out from Newbee. Fada made the feign play to Doom, and then okay, if I get the kill, I get the kill. But if they all come, that's also a win. And then Secret didn't really react accordingly after that. Like Newbee immediately smoke up. They go for a fight. Secret aren't prepared for it. They lose their warder. Puppy died first in the fight, so he wasn't able to get the ward. And then Newbee set down traps inside the jungle, and then they lose additional heroes. So wasn't actually worth it for them in the end.
I love the one ward Yapsor. Like, it's like, well, that's all he's bought so far. He's got a wand and a Ghost Scepter with a Yield Scepter on the way. But, man, Puppy has to sacrifice himself so hard in this lineup. Well, one Mud Golem cancels that fight. They smoked up to try and go into Roshan, but Newbee seemed to be more on the page. CK's waiting in the trees up on the top lane. The rest of Newbee is behind the tier 2 tower mid. And now Ace will finally reveal himself with Poppy. CK jumps out, adds pressure towards the top, and Team Secret have to have a choice now. They charge forward. They're looking for the kill over on Moody. This is a Blink Dagger Echo Slam Armlet CK. They are finding a way to get the jump in with what's going to be a very tanky CK once he completes that heart too. And then he can survive the Doom.
I really like Blink Dagger on CK, but you have to pick it up at the right time.
Is this the right time?
I think so.
Oh, look at that efficiency. Only 2 more to pay off on the Hand of Midas for
yeah, I was looking at that
Doombringer.
efficiency. 96 is actually just crazy high by Fada. But it also is a testament to how little he's died this game. I think when you do see lower efficiency, it's just because they've died a lot. So the Halberd next for the anti-Lincolns, the Shivas is actually just a great item in general. That is, so he can just run in and not care about dying to the CK.
Smoke gank from Newbee. They've run all the way up. Now Fada. Quick obs and sentries. Both sides see both things. Oh, the Sleight of Fist Searing Chains doesn't connect from SCCC. And now Mugi. Well, he'll find his jump. Does he have enough damage to kill off mid one? They don't. Not when the Wukong's command and the 3-man silence and 3 Spirit Siphon. Mid one makes everyone run away. Apart from the Ember Spirit being just bodied by the rest of Secret. Oh, it was quick before when Newbee went for that gank on Secret. This time it's the other way around, and they can use the Exorcism to pick off Roshan.
Well, hello, BKB on Death Prophet. Really quick lift by Yapzor too. That was just kind of a botched fight. They weren't. If the Doom were, if they were there like 2 seconds earlier and Doom were with the rest of the team, Earth Spirit would have crushed that fight. But because they were split up, they weren't actually sure who to go on. Ember clearly wanted to go on the Doombringer, so he wouldn't get Doom. They could take him out of the fight before he cast any spells, but everyone else wanted to go on the Death Prophet because she's their main source of damage on a team fight. And it's only because Fada split up from them early on in the fight that made that fight so difficult for Newbee.
Split into multiple parts, don't get your initial stun.
Yep.
Yeah, problematic to say the least. And this puts Secret back on top, not by much. It's still 6,000 in the net worth. It was starting to be repaired. That graph has a very large bump in it when Newbee were bringing back both the net worth as well as the experience advantage.
They just have a lot more wiggle room though on Secret because of all their farming items. Like the Battle Fury Monkey King is going to just get out of control, and Ember is, I think, going to continue to be very middling in his net worth. He had Lincoln Sphere and he still died. All right, so like he invests all of his gold into an item that doesn't help you farm and doesn't help you win team fights. But he feels like it's necessary.
Oh. Fada gets the glow blue. Don't know if he gets to do much with the double damage rune apart from just holding on to it. But the dewarding has begun. Kaka walking around with that Gem of True Sight, so they did eventually pick it up. And Team Secret, 4-man smoke up, well away from any Radiant Vision. And they're coming in deep. They want to hunt
top tower is under attack.
around that Tier 1 and Tier 2 tower on the top lane, but no one from Newbee is going to oblige with a fight. Instead, it's the push on bottom lane. Ember is trying to keep this split push going. Oh, he just reality rifted into farm. KP's going to be in the neighborhood. He brings in the sprites, but the Spirit Committal from Yapzor was looking for a pickup. KP's already backed up, and they accept the fact that CK is dead. It'll end up being probably a Tier 1 and a Tier 2 tower going the way of Team Secret. Plus the kill on CK for a Tier 1 tower in the bottom lane.
I think it might be more. They can just exorcism up the hill and it's up again.
And then you force a buyback on a CK if they do that. But that's only if Newbee don't believe they can do this defense. SCCC's already TPing out. He's going to force in the bottom lane. And here they come. Exorcism is up. Team Secret are refusing to come back. And now Fada, he gets the Doom. It's over on the Enchantress. And that allows Kaka the double kick forward with the Magnetized Silence onto 3. They need a bigger follow-up, however. Witch Doctor just cannot be that disabler they want him to be. But they've waited out the Doom. The Tier 3 tower has fallen, but the Searing Chains, that's a big catch. If they can kill off mid one, he'll be the critical one. Another Silence stopping that impetus damage. They haven't been able to really capitalize on it until now. Mugi is back. So they burn off the Aegis of the Immortal, chasing Fada in the tree lines, but they have to pick a target, any target. Right now it's SCCC and Mugi in very, very deep. Puppy will just evaporate, but really they need more damage to come in. Ace is waiting, mid one, he'll sacrifice himself, but that's still a big kill. 534 gold going the way of KP, who picked a double kill out of this fight. But Team Secret did still, however, take the Tier 3 tower and expose those outer shrines.
Wow, that was a really tough call for mid one. When he was running away in the fight with his Aegis still up, I thought he was going to BKB. He was at like 20% with exorcisms. Like, if he BKBs now, he could get the rest of his exorcism off and heal up and probably not even have to use the Aegis. But if he dies during the BKB, they absolutely lose the fight. So he went with the latter option, maybe sort of questioning the decision. That one I think is one of the toughest calls, though. BKB timing, before or after.
KP's being charged in the mid. Team Secret already have 4 players on site. Waiting for the initiation. Kaka, careful with that gem. He jumps in. He knows the father is there. The kick forward, but the slap down from Ace is way too good. And now into the Wukong command with the control. Paralyzing cast making it difficult for Team Secret to move, but now they charge forward, chasing after Mugi. SCCC got into the back lines, but didn't do anywhere near enough damage for control. And Faith, a perfect split from Secret. They knew that cast could come. Nothing really comes from that in favor of Newbee. Everyone backs out.
Kaka was not able to get that instant stun out.
And Team Secret, they can go high ground now. No tier 3 tower. Exorcism isn't up yet. Okay, a bit of time. Okay, now it's up. Perfect timing for mid 1. Kaka in once again with that kick forward. Looking for the opportunity. It's a good silence of Magnetize, at least slowing this down, but Team Secret take the melee racks and they want to keep fighting. They jump in close with the Spirit Siphons. Kaka in way too deep. The full mid-racks is gone, and as CK respawns, Team Secret make the choice to back out. This time before there's any chase. I didn't actually realize too that Kaka was able to save that gem. It's sitting on the courier at the moment.
Nice synergy between Death Prophet and the Monkey King. Look at all that building damage. I want to just look at the normal damage done, though. Look at Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit has 14k damage on Radiant side, and you have these other cores. He's not even a core. You have 3 other cores that are all lower than him, and all kind of middling, I would say, in this game. And a lot of it is just because Doom has been so farmed. He can tank up the CK. He can run at the CK. He can run at the Ember Spirit, and it's like they have to itemize versus the Doom, but if they itemize versus the Doom, they're not going to do any damage. So they're caught in this pickle, and just they're kind of at a loss as to how to win these team fights. And on top of that, if they play the farm war, they're also going to lose that against the Doombringer. Yeah. So this Doom is just compounded problem upon problem upon problem for them.
Yeah. And remember, this is the 3. Like the fact that Monkey King was shut down at the early stages, got the Battle Fury, all of the attacks that came in from Team Secret, Monkey King provides the perfect stun times, then brings in Battle Fury and just farms up everything else while the fights go on.
Well, that's one of the nice things about Monkey King, right? He can be a 1 or a 3, right? Or a 2, actually, or a 4. So if he doesn't get that much farm, he's okay with being sacked. But a Chaos Knight, he's only a 1. He cannot be a 3. Yeah. So Secret kind of played that game. It's like, okay, well, we'll sack our Monkey King if you sack your CK. And then this Monkey King is a 3, which is fine. And then this Chaos Knight just can't function well as a 3 in this game.
Oh, Mugi's in trouble. Quick blink away. At the same time, Ace jumped down, but the charge from Puppey keeps going. KP, they have the 4-star, but Nether Strike. Mugi tries to run away. Ace goes into the Wukong command, even burns the BKB. Almost enough damage to kill Mugi. Kaka was looking for the body block, but Ace does way too much damage. Fada, Shiva's gone. It connects onto Kaka as the roll down Puppey's damage kills him. It was the Urn of Shadows that finds the kill.
Dire's bottom tower has
But
fallen.
Newbee should be happy they get away with only a death on an ES from that initiation of Secret.
Yeah, they burn a BKB charge up Monkey Kings too, so that's something to consider.
Don't worry, it's only a 3.
Oh, he has a butterfly? Oh, no. You see that and you're just like, okay, it's...
Quick jump.
If you're a Chaos Knight and you see this guy having butterfly, you know your game's over at this point. Because you need BKB, you need a heart, and now you need True Strike. Yeah, good luck farming that before the game's over.
They both need MKB, both Enchantress as well as the CK. Like, they got no way to properly attack all the time.
Yeah.
Because you got evasion on the Doombringer, you got evasion on the Monkey King.
Well, ideally you'd have a Bloodthorn coming out from Enchantress around this time to deal with that, but nope, not happening.
She needs a lot more, but at least you got the Midas. The Midas can help with your recovery. You got Hurricane Pike plus the Hand of Midas. So you play the RNG game. Potentially you connect.
Potentially.
Now the strongest hero on Newbee is the Stolen and Monkey King illusion. They're coming for the fight. Defensive Spirit is down. Newbee checking Roshan. He's not up just yet. Team Secret in a really good spot, right in the high ground. They'll break that smoke.
They can still kill mid one. I think mid one is their target. If they kill mid one at the start of the fight, they could potentially win it.
SCC is going to reveal himself. But this feels very much like a bait. And Dire know it. They're scanning. They're expecting somebody to be close.
Kaka does not want to go up this hill. If they don't have vision on the Death Prophet will cast BKB in his
If he had a Tango, maybe you could pick it up and then just get away quickly. But they need something. Hey, Ember can grab it. Iron Talon for the win.
Yeah, he does want to keep quelling. Yeah, they're just waiting. Mid one's like, I'm ready to pop my BKB. Aces too.
Okay.
I don't think Ace is going to die even if he doesn't pop his BKB, but better safe than sorry.
So they did actually get it. So Poppy. Kills and assists. That's what you want to see from your Roma.
He does have that GPM talent later, just in case.
Visibility.
Now, they're picking up a Glimmer Cape, charging forward.
Never refuse.
They're always going to need that vision, and they actually put the Gem and True Sight now into the hands of Ember. So SCCC has that. So at least he knows when a Doombringer's sitting on top of him. Grouping up. Poppy moves in. Looking for a target. Charge forward. They're going to find the Witch Doctor. Mookie, well, he quickly pulls up the Phantasm and then jumps back down again. Will they have enough opportunity to kill him off? A 2-second stun stolen from Yamsor. The kick from Kaka tries to create space and then he just gets doomed up. CK's down with no buyback available. And with the BKB from Ace, he wanted to jump forward. Instead, they look to the back lines. The silence out on SCCC. They got to keep him controlled a little bit longer and they've got it. He'll fall. Only choice is to buy it back. But inside the base, Ace is already killing off Kaka, and KP trying to hit, hoping to hit is what more like it. Fighting against the evasion. SCC can slow things down a little bit with the Sleight of Fist Searing Chains, but that's a long cooldown for him.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
And
attack.
Team Secret, the damage.
Radiant's bottom tower.
It's irreparable. Newbee will call GG, and Team Secret will be our first team to advance themselves into the playoff. Not the cleanest series, still a 2-1, but a series to Team Secret nonetheless. Guaranteed points. That's what they've
They have
got.
to be happy with that. And Fada, great offline performance from him in games 1 and 3 of this series. This Doombringer actually just single-handedly took over this game.
That problematic point again, where you look at the draft and everything looked pretty good for Newbee. You thought everything could pay off, and then this Doombringer just... Yeah, he did work. Space created for Ace to then catch up. Even if the laning phase was rough, Team Secret, they'll end up triumphing. They will take the first series of our day. A lot more Dota, a lot more fantastic Dota coming your way. So we'll be back for that in just a bit.